Hey guys, welcome back to Busch Gardens. I am actually at home for this video, so I'm actually using a real microphone. As you know, I work away quite a lot, and so I have to use makeshift devices to record my voice, and usually I use my iPhone. I just record on voice memo, but today I'm on an actual microphone, so don't get used to it for too long because I will be back to using my other devices soon. So anyway, carrying on with the park, I thought this area needed a new flat ride, and so I've gone with a drop tower. Both Busch Gardens parks have a drop tower, so it's only fitting that I add one as well. Something that bugs me actually when I see people's parks is they make drop towers or observation towers extremely tall, and I always think it looks so odd. I mean, it's always really cool to have the highest tower in your park, so I wanted to go for more of a realistic kind of tower height, and I mean roughly between 200 to 300 feet would be kind of acceptable, I think, for this park. I mean, Falcon's Fury is quite tall, but I mean, I don't feel like it's that tall that it looks like out of place. So that's kind of what I've tried to go for there. I'm just going to dress it up a little bit with some flags, add a little roof on the queue line, put some foliage around it. At this point, it doesn't really have a theme. I don't want to copy the drop tower from the German area at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. So I'm just going to try and think of something along the way. Maybe I'll come back to it at a later point. But for now, this is where I want it to sit. And I'm quite happy with how it looks in that position. So today's episode is a bit chop and change. I have quite a few things going on. This is the first part basically of this video with the drop tower. And then I will move on actually to start something in the entrance plaza, which I haven't got to yet, so that'll be interesting to look at. But the German area is basically almost complete, and I just have to finish some path edges, and there's a building in the middle that needs completing, which I still haven't got around to doing, but I will do it at some point. This build so far in real time has gone quite far ahead from what I'm showing you, and I've got quite a lot done, but still haven't finished that German building, so I will get around to that. So onto the plaza, I had a water fountain there in the middle, and I don't like it, so I got rid of that. And the splash effects, which were left behind, can't be deleted for some reason. So I have contacted the guys from the game, and it is actually a bug, and they're going to fix it at some point. But as to now, today, I still can't delete them. They're still there in the park, floating in the sky. So hopefully I can remove those soon. Really annoying. So just look past those. As I always do, I put some screenshots at the end of the video, and those splash particle effects are in the screenshots. So ignore them, they're not going to be there hopefully in the future. But I wanted to replace the water fountain with something on the floor. I've gone for like a compass idea, not very original, I know, it's seen quite often in a lot of parks, but I thought it was really fitting for this park. I feel like this is like an international Busch Gardens with lots of different countries, and I think a compass is something that kind of fits into that theme. So I'm going to do a nice compass there on the floor. Please ignore the mix match of paths at the moment. As you know, I used a mix match style for the entrance area of the park, which works really well for that part, but I tried to continue that onto this main entrance plaza, and it's too much, so I'm going to actually make it all one style of path soon. But just bear with me for now. At the moment it is mix match still. So I'm just kind of designing this compass, and I like how it's kind of coming along. This is something I've used and done before, not only in Pocketech but actually in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 as well. It's always good for a sensor, I think, to do like a fountain or a compass or something designed on the floor, rather than leaving it just kind of bare. So that's kind of the idea there. I'm choosing some little white pieces there just to add some kind of highlight or detail. I think I move it, or do I not? No, I keep it where it is. So now it's time to do some buildings, I guess, for the entrance area. Now, like I said before in another episode, I didn't want to do a theme. I wanted to keep it very generic and then have the rest of the areas have themes. So I'm going to go for a generic kind of building style for this area. And I've already built a few buildings already, and I hated them, so I deleted them and I started again. And this time I'm using a method that I've never done before, but I'm starting with the roof, and that's really, I don't do that ever, so I don't know why I did it, but it just seemed like the right thing to do when I was doing this. I wanted to create, I had like a style of roof in my head, different kind of layers. I had some inspiration from some pictures that I'd seen, And so I started with the roof, and then I should kind of design the walls and where the doors go around the roof. And that's something I'm going to continue on doing, I think, in the future, because it actually really it worked out quite well for me. And yeah, it was a good, maybe you should try that as well if you're stuck with buildings. Maybe start with the roof and then see where it takes you. I didn't want the roof just to be square or boxy or generic. I wanted it to be kind of different. So that's kind of what I've done here. I've just added some different levels, different shapes, and then I shall work myself around what I got. And this style that I'm going to create now of this building is something I will repeat a little bit throughout the park. I'm going to have different buildings also in the entrance plaza, which I'll use this style for, as well as I'm going to do a restaurant and other little kind of buildings that are in the park that aren't necessarily assigned to a themed area. So I'll show you this style. I think it's nice to have like one particular style and carry it on throughout the park and change it so slightly, just to kind of tie everything together. So I'm using different pieces here of brick walls and the wood, kind of, I don't know what you call it, from Shy Guys 2 set, those walls there. And I've just kind of made them quite neutral colors, add some bricks on the corners, etc. just to kind of dress it up a little bit. And I want to do some glass doors on it. But I like to build these buildings away from where actually I want them to go, and then when I like how it looks, I shall save it as a blueprint and then kind of move it around kind of the area where I want it and see where it sits best and where it looks best, and then I shall place it down. And that's kind of like a thing I do quite often actually when doing buildings. So I'm just kind of making some fake glass doors on the diagonal sides, and then some of the sides will be real entrances for paths to go through as well, and I shall add some shops inside at a later day. Just adding some windows there. Now unfortunately this corner on the side, it was on a diagonal and I needed a half height wall, and I used the vanilla pieces for the bricks as the brick set doesn't work anymore. That was a long time ago that set came out, the mod set. So I've had to kind of make up a corner there. As you can see, I'm just trying to color it to make it match a little bit better. But yeah, it's a shame that they don't have half pieces in game with bricks and stuff like that, because I sometimes need them. It's going to add some lighting around it. I'm really going to do some lighting in this park when it's all come together. I want to light up some of the coasters in the right areas and really create some nice atmospheric areas. And I can start in that now with the entrance plaza with the lighting. So I found a nice spot for the building to go into there on the left side. And because of its shape, it kind of leads the guests in kind of the right direction, I guess. I'm going to add some round planters here in the middle, just to kind of give the entrance plaza some foliage. I'm going to do my little trick there of raising up some path colors, 0.1, and colouring them brown or green, just to kind of create like a soil effect. You have to delete the paths underneath though to add the trees, of course. And yeah, I'm just, I think the green and adding the planters there have really broken up the brown a little bit from the entrance. So there we go, I'm going to make that all of the same colour and kind of path, which looks much better, I think. But yeah, that's basically it for today. I'm going to leave you now with a few screenshots of what I've done today. But thank you for watching as always. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Join me on my Discord. I'll put a link again down below. You can come and chat to me about my park and what I've done, etc. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.